40-minute game, and 32 minutes, we got away from what was working. We got away from feeding the post, and Braylon had a block shot, I think around the 8-minute mark, but that's no big deal. But we stopped playing through the post in the high post elbow area, and when they went zone, instead of just throwing it in and playing, and we gave up some open threes. We gave up. There were a couple turnovers that obviously that's going to happen, but giving up open threes because we're late getting to the shooter, because we got two guys playing the ball in the zone, that's the problem. You know, when it gets tough is when you've got to get tougher, and we just got to stay true to the fundamentals. And we let our fundamentals of getting to our man quick enough, not having two on the ball in the zone, up top, getting our hand extended, we let that cost us. And we did not get the ball inside as easy as it should have been, because this is a team that plays straight behind you. So throwing it in and allowing Braylon or Jackson to do something inside of that position is what we needed, and we didn't get enough of that at the end.
Okay, now we're going to go straight into questions. First, we're going to go to Anthony Dasher and then Mark Weiser.
Hey, Coach, hate to ask you about that 24-0 nothing run again. I know what you just spoke of just a second ago was a big part of that. But was there anything else that you saw? I mean, why everything was kind of happening, kind of exploding like it was?
Yeah, we lost our belief a little bit. Yeah, we lost our belief, and that's unacceptable. I mean, we're young people and life is hard, but we've lost some basketball games. I mean, you got to turn right back around and believe you can win. And you've got to, we had a lack of leadership on the floor in the last 6.5 minutes. The game's not that complicated. Throw the ball inside, because we were getting it all night. We shot 22 free throws in the first half. We're running actions, especially when zone. We want to play through the middle of the zone. All right, whether it's a deep post up or whether it's an elbow catch. And then because we're missing some plays, we let our head get down on the other end, and all of a sudden we're a step late on a shooter or a step slow, and then our hand doesn't get up, and then the basket starts looking like Lake Michigan to them. And it's a game of runs, it's a game of momentum, and we had numerous chances to just come back down, bear down, and get a stop. And that's what it was as much as anything else. It wasn't about missed shots. Like I said, there were a couple turnovers. We did miss some shots. We got to play through the middle. Okay, they lead the league in fouls. We had 22 free throws in the first half. That's what the game was giving us. And I'm calling those actions, and that's the way we have to play, especially when they go zone. It becomes more random. Get the ball in the middle, and that's what ticks me off, because it wasn't that hard. But they're young. Their confidence is not great right now, because they haven't had the win that they need to get them over the hump. But we're not going to get the win if we start seeing ghosts every time something goes wrong.
Tom, how much did their zone defense bother you guys in terms of turnover issues? And except for Braylon in the second half, offensively, what was going on?
It wasn't an issue at all if we just throw the ball through the middle, right? That's what it is. We tried to make some plays later in the clock, and then the turnovers look silly. But if you just play through the middle, I mean, they're giving you a post up catch because they're playing straight behind you. That doesn't mean the guy's going to shoot it, but now we can play off the middle of the floor. They're going to converge inside. Now we can kick for threes, get a layup, or get a cutter. So it's not as much they were in zone. It's more that we become stagnant and don't trust what's been working, which is getting the ball in the middle of it, whether it was man or zone, right? Because whether we're playing through the top of the key, whether we were playing at the elbow, or whether we were playing through the deeper post, it was open tonight. And we just needed to take advantage of it better and play from it. And we didn't do as good enough a job of that when it got tight.
Okay, so next we're going to go to Drew Beal and then WXIA TV.
Hey, Coach, you mentioned the free throws in the first half being a big advantage for you guys. And obviously you mentioned that you didn't get the ball in the middle of the zone like you wanted to, but a lot of those came from guards too. Braylon had 4 free throws, but 17 other free throws came from guards. Did you notice your guards kind of show like a different level of aggression in the second half that kind of contributed to that? Or would you think it was more of just an overall
No, they made shots, so we weren't in transition as much. It's just a matter of playing through, getting your cutting game going. There was no real need for anything really to change. And for a lot of the time it didn't. It didn't. But, we weren't getting fouled as much. Now, with that being said, I have a very different view of what verticality is based on the way this game was officiated today, in the sense of verticality is go straight up and you have your hands behind your head. Okay. They told me at one point, Jackson had a foul because he moved into the guy. Well, then you have to call it that way on both ends. And the bottom line is verticality is not when you put your hands over your head, that's a foul. When you put your hands behind your head, that is verticality. So in a couple of those situations, I'm disappointed we didn't get to the foul line on that in a game of physicality like that. You really don't get to interpret what verticality is, what verticality isn't in the course of the game. It's pretty cut and dry. It's pretty black and white. Okay, your hands are behind your head. Okay, now it's verticality. Your hands are above your head. All right, and the offense didn't create the contact to drive your arms in front of your head. Now it's a foul. And I wish we would have had more free throws from that.
WXIA, are y'all going to ask a question? ESPN assignment desk, are y'all going to ask a question? Okay, looks like that's going to be all today, Coach.
Thank you.